welcome back. Yeah, sorry, yesterday I didn't really make any progress at all, but I know where to go today. I was just there, but I got knocked off from a bomb shooting at me. If I remember correctly, I'm going the wrong way. You have to go up to the northwest part, and then... Nope, not that. Oh, I know what to do. I remember. You go this way, then you go up, and then you go back. This is the door. Well, this is kind of a weird note. Someone where I work, they just stopped coming in. Shoot, I went the wrong way. Whatever. Can I go out this way? How am I? I know you have to go up on a ladder. So he seems like he just quit. Okay, there it is. It was like 3 weeks ago, and he hasn't called. I should preface it by saying, like, he was a really nice person, and he was nice to me most of the time, all the time. All the time. He was always nice to me. But he just kind of stopped coming to work, and I thought, well, that's not the right thing to do. Obviously, if you're going to quit, you need to, because we're kind of scrambling around, because it's a small company, so we need to figure out who's going to do his job, and he didn't give us any notice. He just stopped coming. This is going to sound bad. I guess it's going to sound bad. If it's going to sound bad, it's going to sound bad. Whatever. I remember one of the first days I started working there. So that was like 5 years ago. He was there. And he's trying to talk to me. Like a normal person. He's the normal person. And my aunt texted me happy birthday. It was yesterday. That's okay. That was nice. I should say thanks. Thanks. Okay. He was trying to talk to me, and I wasn't saying anything. I wasn't really talking back to him. I don't remember exactly what he said. It was 5 years ago. But I remember he tried to talk to me for a couple minutes. Then he looked, and I didn't really say anything. Then he looked back at the other person who sits right next to me. And he was like, "Oh boy, it's like pulling teeth here." In reference to me not talking to him. And I understand. It's that's why I don't like being me, and I don't like being around people, because I don't talk to them, and I don't want to make them feel weird, like, oh, this guy doesn't want to talk to me. But sometimes, and I said this is kind of my point with the, if you remember, I remember, nobody else does, because nobody else is watching, but, what was his name? Dr. Mike. I talked about this when I talked about Dr. Mike. Well, I won't say his name. Let's just call him Greg. The guy who said that to me at work. I think, well, Greg, maybe if you were a little bit like me, you wouldn't have left your company hanging. You'd be a better person, maybe. I don't know. I don't really... I want to be a better person. I don't want to be... Uh-oh. Bombs. Here come the bombs. I can hear them already. I thought I got rid of all of them. There's one more up there. Did they come back? I don't know what to do then. If it's gonna shoot me... Oh boy. Alright. Thought I had it all figured out. So maybe I won't make any progress today. It'll be tomorrow. I have to take out the spotlights. I think that's what's happening. I shouldn't call too much attention to the progress thing, because, like, I don't care. Who else is going to care? As long as I know what to do and I'm not just, like, wandering around, I think it's... Ooh, where'd they come from? Gosh, die. They're falling from the ceiling. That was my note. I mean, if these people, if they were a little bit more like me, sometimes they wouldn't do these bad things, because they'd be worried about, like, I don't want to be a bad person. Well, if you were worried, you'd be a better person, maybe. Because that's not right what he did. He just quit and he didn't say anything. He'd been working at that company for like 10 years. Maybe he felt like they were mistreating him, but just then talk about it. Say something. Don't just quit. That's not right. Maybe he did have that conversation. I don't know. So I shouldn't judge him too much. Maybe he was like, you guys are treating me bad, and if you don't treat me better, then I'm going to quit. That's a fine thing to say, I think. And they're like, sorry, we can't do anything for you. And then he's like, well, I quit. That's fine. But I don't think that's what he did. I think he just stopped coming. And then he's just like, well, maybe he had another job. And he's just like, yeah, whatever. I'll just stop coming. I got this other job. Who cares? Well... And he probably just didn't think, like, well, whatever. I mean, I wasn't doing that much at this job. They'd probably just replace me in a couple days. Who cares? But if I was him, I'd be like, I gotta tell everybody, and I gotta make sure everything's okay before I leave. So, I don't like to talk about this stuff. I'm puffing myself up a little bit too much, aren't I? It's kind of what C.S. Lewis was talking about, is like, these are the kind of things that I'm good at. So maybe I shouldn't talk about them as much. Because it's like, well, no duh, it's easy for you to do this. But it's hard for other people, so don't judge them. The only reason I feel okay judging him is because of what he said 5 years ago. Yeah, don't say anything like that to me, otherwise I'll hold a grudge for you for my whole life. Can you believe I still remember that stupid conversation? 5 years ago? Where he was like, ooh, it's like pulling teeth. That's all he said. He wasn't like, you're stupid. I hate you. He just kind of like, it was awkward. I was being awkward. He's like, ooh, it's kind of like pulling teeth around here, isn't it? Like, yeah, I mean, he's right. He didn't say anything that was untrue. I forgot to write the time down again. Whatever. I'm getting pretty good at knowing how long I've been doing this. And I've been doing it for... That can't be right. It's 6:48. I have no idea. I have no idea how long I've been doing this. I'm gonna check real quick. Hold on. Okay, it says 11 minutes. My timer says 11 minutes. So, we'll do 5 more minutes. Okay, I was gonna talk about... I'm really tearing through these notes too fast. If I'm gonna do 8 episodes today, I'm gonna need 16 notes if I do 2 a day. Oop. I'll save that one for tomorrow. You want to talk about anime? I want to talk about Reddit again. Reddit can be a little bit... I go on Reddit too much. I shouldn't. I should just read. And I was actually on Fox News today, on their website, because Andrew Cuomo had like a sexual harassment thing, and I was like, oh, I wonder what Fox News is talking about here. And obviously it was their front page headline. And for NPR, it was like their 4th tiny story. But it was still there. It just wasn't the top headline. And I was reading the Fox News article, and it was fine. They weren't saying like, Andrew Cuomo was the worst person. It was just reporting the news. For real. What the accusation was and what Andrew Cuomo says about it. That's what you're supposed to say if you're a news thing. So that's what they said. It's fine. I can be mad at Fox News sometimes. Don't knock me off. Their opinion shows, like, what's his face? Tucker Carlson. That guy is ridiculous. I know I only ever see him in clips, like, out of context. But even out of context, it's hard to know why anybody watches his show. He's so, like, whiny, and I don't know. But I guess I feel that way a little bit too about Seth Meyers. Like, he can be kind of whiny. But I don't know. What was I talking about? Reddit. Headline. COVID relief checks are only controversial. So this was a headline on Reddit from a news article. COVID relief checks are only controversial in Congress. Americans overwhelmingly support bigger stimulus checks. People support giving... Okay. So that was a headline. And then in the comments they're like, yeah, Republicans are terrible and they need to give us all money. Oh, is this a cutscene? I think so. I made it. See? Progress. And then you can watch, I think Zelda's in here. Reading that headline, I'm like, yeah, no duh. I want the government to give me money. People support giving them money. I don't need an article to tell me that. What Congress is supposed to do is the right thing. They know how much money they have to spend. They know how much money the economy needs. Supposedly, they're supposed to be talking to economists and stuff and knowing how much they're supposed to be giving in relief. I didn't read the article. Nobody on Reddit ever reads the articles, though. But do you really think the article said, like, was it nuanced about it? Or was it just, like... It's a dumb headline, at the very least. COVID relief checks are only controversial in Congress. First of all, duh. Second of all, good. It should be controversial. They should be talking about it. They shouldn't just be like, well, let's give everybody all the money we have. Let's give everybody $50,000. I mean, I would like that. That wouldn't be controversial for the people, but it would be controversial in Congress because then they wouldn't have any money for schools and stuff. Schools is a bad example because that's like a state thing, but you get what I mean. I don't know. Whenever I do watch the Game Grumps, I'm like, don't talk about the game. Don't talk about the story. Just make jokes and be funny. They're playing this Danganronpa thing. And they do all these funny voices with like the dialogue, and I'm like, this isn't, what am I, like 3? I like hearing funny voices. It's like they're telling me a story like I'm a kid and they're like reading it out loud. And if I wanted to play the game, I'd just play it. I like my favorite playthroughs of them is like the Wind Waker one where they just talk and make jokes and they don't even really pay attention to the game. But I don't know. Yeah, whatever. What am I talking about? Economists say it will be helpful to support the economy. That's why we do it. Not because people want them to give them money. Because we would want it all the time. It would never be controversial to give me money. That's what I'm saying. Give me money when there's no pandemic. Hey, it's my money. I pay taxes. Give it back to me. Congressmen are supposed to be talking about this because it's just it's dumb. And it makes me feel bad that the top comment on Reddit on that article, it wasn't like, well, this is a dumb headline. Because if it was, I'd be like, yes, Reddit, good job. You guys are smart. I don't know. That's pretentious to say. Because like, oh, they agree with me, then they're smart. But my favorite, I like in Reddit when you see an article headline and you're like, oh, that's interesting. And then the top comment on the Reddit thread is like, well, this comment is totally this headline in this article is totally misleading. It's out of context. I like when they do that. Because it's like, oh, thank you. Thank you for providing a bigger opinion of things. And not just saying, oh yeah, this article is great. We all gotta do this. Do I have to fight a boss now? No, my nose. Uh-oh. I don't want to die because I didn't save. Well, it doesn't matter, I don't think. Well, it does a little bit. Should I... Okay, what do I do? Tell me what to do. Helmarock King. The first part of the battle is a giant bird with a face armor. Race up the spiral walkway. Keep running at full speed and don't bump on anything. The bird will strike you. Okay. Should I fight the bird tomorrow? Yeah. I'm gonna fight this bird tomorrow. Okay. See ya. Bye.